Time is the enemy, the past, it threatens the fastest weapon. You wouldn't make it past a second, and that's the question. Play it brash and reckless, or choose a cautious solution you thought was prudent. In any sepulcher, pulchritude will become the putrid. It's that wealth that I'm pursuing. No mountain too steep or dungeon too deep to send expendable marks up to the top of the peak or beneath. They see you bleed, they come like sharks to it, while I swim in that money bin like Carl Barks druid. So send your national parks druid, I'll send him home in a natural box with a closed top and most of the parts included. Save your breath for a cleric confessor. Death is a lesson and life is a tenured professor. But if you're seeking my official advice, sign on the dotted line, initial it twice.
Hey, I'm Chris Perkins. I'm your Dungeon Master for this next installment of Waffles Incorporated. And to my left, we've got not your grandma's grandma, Rosie Beestinger.
I'm gonna just adjust my telescope here and look at my new DM, Christopher Perkins.
Oh, no.
Finally, a quality DM at this table.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Let's have Waffles.
And to my leftmost left, carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders,
Per usual.
Dieth Woodrow.
Hello, everyone.
To my right, emerging as if from a mist shroud, it's Cthulhu Drow. And to my super right, the trashiest of trash witches.
Hello, everyone. Hi. How's it going? Everything's real bad.
We were just informed we don't get bits or charges on this show, on this dumpster show.
Hey, that's my dumpster. Hey, welcome. Be nice to my dumpster.
Yeah, it super stinks, but it's our dumpster. Soon to be dumpster fire. All right. We are in Waterdeep, folks. The Waffle crew recently acquired a large mansion in the city's North Ward, which is actually one of the nicer wards of Waterdeep. And it's a 4-story magnificent edifice that has at various times been a residence, a tavern, an orphanage, and various other sundry things. And they're in the process of fixing it up when Strix receives a message in her hat.
Oh,
Damn it.
So
I hate that. I think it's
now the
like,
question is, what did Jerry do with it?
Now, what did Jerry do? Could this be the message?
Could this be the message? Let me check.
Remember to write message.
Nope. That's a code.
Nope,
That's a secret
that's a code.
Oh, that's trash.
That's not the message.
Some RC.
Well, while we wonder where the message has gone,
it's probably like,
Six, could you
blah, blah,
vamp
I
for a
love
while?
Evelyn, blah, blah, blah.
Evelyn has received her own missive.
Oh.
And because of that missive, because of her missive has been led away by Paulton on some grand adventure of their own, leaving Dieth and Strix alone in the Waffle House.
Why did they leave again?
Sorry, you guys called your mansion the Waffle House.
It was Haus.
Not officially, no, but it's...
Yeah.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's
Okay.
its name. We have no,
Yes.
anyway.
Then your hat becomes soft,
All
and you take it off, and there's a crumpled up piece of paper inside.
right, first time, where's Dieth? Dieth, I got a letter from Omen.
Is Evelyn and Paulton still back at the house at
They're
this
gone.
point?
They're
They're already
gone.
gone. Okay. So I'd imagine Dieth had returned just shortly before this missive showed up, and he walked in. He's probably carrying whatever normal supplies he does in his morning errands. And he's used to walking back in and hearing Evelyn yell from some other room, "Dieth's home!" And that didn't happen this time.
Right.
So he is automatically just like, the hell?
You do feel the weight of your burden lifted as the unseen servants in the house begin to like grab the milk jug and walk that away. And you just sort of unleash your burdens at the door and they take everything away.
Yeah, it's kind of get like a head scratch, like, oh, where the heck would she have gone? I'm sure it's nothing. All right, yeah, then,
You don't see Paulton behind the bar either, which is strange. His chair is empty, which is even stranger.
oh, he's more of a wild card. I can't predict
Yeah.
him at all.
Yeah, well, Strix just runs in and is like, I got a letter in my hat! And it says, Dearest Strix, I hope this letter finds you well and that your hat, so novel and in its manufacture was close at hand. You told me once that, should I need help in the future, I need not summon you by means of the infernal contract, capitalized. I had but to ask, so let's try it. I am attempting, in my way, to ask for your help. I will be sending 2 of my best your way. Rosie Beestinger, versed in the ways of shadow. And it says Donar Blitzen, but I think that he means Kithris Drow. I just had this feeling. I just had this feeling in my gut. I don't know. I'm just going to say that. Anyway, they will, of course, spend time at the Waterdeep
Omen
office.
can't tell the difference.
Yeah, so maybe he can't. I don't know. They will, of course, spend time at the Waterdeep office, but I would very like it much if you could show them around the town itself for a bit to learn its quirks, dangers, and its odd scents. Would you be so kind? Oh, Menifis Harrower Dran.
Cool. I mean, I've met them. They're nice. We can hang out with them. Whatever it is that Omen wants, no. Thank you. Do you know where Evelyn and Paulton are?
I searched the house about 17 times, and I don't think they're in the rafters or under it or outside, and no one's outside dead, so no.
Is Simon and Waffles still here?
They're about doing their things.
Yes. I don't know.
You probably hear Waffles in the upstairs den stomping
Okay.
around.
Did they go on a date? Did they leave us?
I don't know. I'm sure it's nothing.
Did they get kidnapped?
There's probably something weird, like Paulton's gonna go play a gig or something and get some more money, and Evelyn.
Oh,
wanted to-
that's gotta be where they are. I bet you they're starting a new tour and he's trying to make us more money so that we can fix the house more and take away Evelyn's ugly decorations that she put up.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. Did they say when they're going to arrive?
They didn't even say bye.
I meant the others, Rosie and Thris.
I just threw the note away. I don't know.
Cut to Rosie, Kithris, you are standing outside North Gate, the northern gate of Waterdeep. Waterdeep is surrounded by tall walls. And this gate, you can see a large crowd of people lined up to enter the city. And they're all being checked/searched by members of the city guard as they pass through the gates. And you're just standing in the line.
Great. So it's like airport security.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
basically.
I have nothing to hide.
Why? So
And there's
what
this
did-
kind of smell coming off the sea, the ocean.
I like that smell.
Yeah.
Now, back up for me, DM. What did Omen tell us to make us come to Waterdeep? Why are we here?
You got the sense that something was going down in Red Larch that was immensely important to Omen and that he didn't want to share with you because it was of a personal nature.
So Rosie is pissed.
She's been fuming this whole trip.
Exactly, and it's just the same crap over and over again that she's been saying to Kithris on this how long 2-day journey?
Yeah.
And so it's just been arms folded. Like, what does he mean? What does he mean? I can't be trusted. Some kind of like romantic liaison. I'm amazing at that. I'm an incredible matchmaker. You've seen me do it. This is. I mean, alarming is not even the word. This is insulting, frankly.
You should be.
I am. Thank you.
You're the
Thank you.
You're the one of us that's good at that.
I know.
Absolutely, he should have sent me. Doesn't matter the DM. I'm gonna wreck that laptop. But if I were you, I would be actually glad. I came to Waterdeep at Omen's behest once, and I lost my mind immediately. I could have been level 10 by now, but here we are.
So
Level 7 and
why
standing
should
in
I be
line.
glad then?
Because he's sending us away from whatever he's doing. That's probably for the best.
I saved that man when he turned into a little child. I protected him, and he's just very ungrateful.
You've made it up to the guards. It's been like 45 minutes, but you're still having the same conversation. And they just sort of look you up and down, see that you're not sort of bedecked in steel or armor or anything. So they sort of forego any kind of steel tax on you, and they just brush you through.
Okay.
And you're not carrying any wares or, anything per se. So other than your staff and your
Snake.
weird ass snake. Which actually they don't blanch at the weird creature stemming
It's
from you.
water deep. They've
good.
seen it all.
Yes.
You know how many Legatis come in here every day? Dozens. The guards also hear about how pissed off I am, by the way.
Okay.
They definitely have
That message gets through loud and clear.
Whew.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I just love that there's this massive like crowds and heads, and then you just see this staff
just
kind of
picturing
bobbing
that
through,
too.
and this cursing voice.
I was just picturing the exact same thing and just a staff with the cursing voice.
Pissed off grandma. Tiny pissed off grandma.
And this crowd just sort of parting in front of her, like she's just parting the sea with a wave of her staff.
It's the exact image I had.
It's all mud down here in the northernmost district of Waterdeep. It's called the Field Ward. It used to be a marshalling area where there were no real structures per se, but it's the poorest of the poor have kind of built up a town here, and it's all steeped in shit, and it reeks and it stinks. But there is a clear boulevard that wends its way up to an inner wall, perched atop a plateau that has its own gate, and you go through the same process again, only you've shed a bunch of, people along the way, and you can see through the gates a clean, just pristine city awaits you on this higher ground. And as you make your way through it, everybody seems much better dressed. There's less crowding, people slamming into you accidentally. And there are fancy coaches, two-person hansoms, and sometimes even bigger coaches making their way along boulevards.
And Rosie takes all this in visually, and she's quiet for a second. She looks around. And she says, and I should be the one to get to meet her. Like, why? I should be the one to meet her. I'm the one whose opinion matters.
We could go back. There's nothing for
All
us
you were
here.
given was
I don't
an
want
address. You kind of hand that to like the driver on a hansom.
Sure, yeah.
And he bears you as quickly as possible through the city. And now you're having the conversation in the hansom.
This has been like hour 52 of very patiently encouraging Rosie to continue to be angry.
It's true. I think that some of the frustration would begin to come out, but as like, and I told you it's a good thing. And I told you it's a good thing. I speak primordial. I speak
say it-
whatever language you want it in.
You say it to me in various languages.
Yeah, I say.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds encouraging.
It's an old proverb, and it means that this is a good thing.
Yeah. You know what one of my favorite proverbs is? They say this where I'm from. 2 hands cannot stretch a hat. And that's what makes me so mad right now.
I agree. I'd be furious. That's incredibly disappointing.
Sorry, we're just literally having the same conversation.
Now he's thinking about a hat and like trying to puzzle out what it could mean. He's like, I'm pretty sure I could stretch it with my 2 hands. What kind of hats do they make where she's from?
You're sort of looking out, there are crowds of people, and many of the women and men are wearing fancy hats, top hats, big bonnets and things, and you're like looking at possibly all the different, maybe it's one of these kinds of hats she's talking about.
Steel belted hat or a...
Yeah. And as you make your way through, it is treading from late afternoon into early evening. It looks like it's going to be a fairly pleasant evening. A wind is picked up and it does blow through the streets. And there's not a scrap of garbage to be found as you are borne into the North Ward, down a side street that has this sort of covered stone archway that you pass through into what looks like a very, very wide alley, but not a crappy, dark, dank alley.
Not some kind of low rent,
Right.
shitty alley.
No.
Completely tight alley.
This alley has nice cobbles, and there are a few children playing in one part of the alley, and then some halfling musicians on the corner in another part of the alley. And all the buildings, though tall and casting large shadows, are stately, well-manicured brick edifices with vines growing up their sides. And eventually, you come to a structure perched on the corner of the alley that the driver says is where you intend to be. And it is this somewhat dilapidated, but you can see probably in better days, it would have been a very, very fine establishment. And some effort has been made recently to improve its outer appearance. Although there's a bit of schizophrenic There's a schizophrenic quality to its rehabilitation.
Okay.
That's what happens when you change contractors.
Yeah.
You gotta run into trouble like this.
And Strix and Diath, you hear a rapping at the door.
When is this in timing to us receiving and reading the letter? Is it like just moments later? Like, did he time it so perfectly?
Yeah, I would say he would have timed it really well.
And the rapping that you hear at the door is, time is the enemy, the past.
Oh my God.
That's the second.
That's the question.
As soon as there's a noise,
Someone's casting spells at the door.
like, I'll hide behind the bar. You answer the door with your sword out.
I'm not gonna, not out, but all right. Diaz will approach the front door.
I'm hiding behind the bar.
hand-
But my staff, you can still see my staff.
Kind of a hand hanging on his belt, but it's actually gripping around Moonsplinter.
Okay.
And then he'll like open up and answer the door, and then see Cthulhu and Rosie, and then almost immediately, I guess, relieved in a sense.
And a departing wagon.
Yeah. Diaz is like, I hate how well his timing is.
Rosie's face
Yeah.
is she's like this mask of consternation still, and then she sees you, and she's like, "Oh, hello, dear. Oh, it's good to see you, sweetheart. Thank you. How nice.
Rosie, it is so pleasant to see you.
What a
again.
wonderful."
Diaz almost kind of is like, not like really a bow, but almost kind of like a gentle like
Oh,
Rosie.
that's not necessary. She hands you her staff, and she just pushes through. She owns this house now.
Strix is still, she still hears it, and she's like, stab her to make sure she's not a simulacrum.
I'm not stabbing her, Strix. Diaz will put the staff in the other hand and reach out to Cthulhu. Cthulhu.
Cthulhu bows very deeply to you.
Oh,
Greetings, friend.
Cthulhu, it's excellent to see you again. Please come in. Allow me to show you the same hospitality that you so kindly showed me.
Stab him too.
Not stabbing him, Strix.
You can if you want, it's your house.
As you peer in, you kind of like the darkness of this place. There's not a lot of light inside except what comes through the windows. And you can see it is an old tap room. It's bigger than the one in Red Larch. It's got a big, heavy-looking stone fireplace that kind of stands by itself. You can sort of walk past either side of it into the deeper recesses of the tap room. Behind the bar, you see a staff poking up with this black crescent that looks familiar.
Is it safe?
It never is.
He stabbed us, and it's all fine.
Oh, okay. She stands up. Good job, Dan.
It's safe, Strix. I know them. Diaz will...
We've met.
I was like, I know you. I just wanted to make sure you were the real you. We've had problems, I'm just saying.
That's actually very sound thinking. Well done.
Did we get a table?
We have a table?
Okay. Do we have a table at our first floor tap room area?
So in the tap room, there are 4 tables. There's a
good.
large rectangular table in sort of an alcove in one corner, and then there are 3 smaller, more intimate tables with 3 chairs.
Yeah, I
on
want to
each.
take him to like the smaller circular tables that's
Okay.
kind of near the windows.
Yeah.
I'll like kind of gesture Cthulhu and Rosie to kind of take a seat there, and Diaz will immediately will pull out chairs for them and he'll take a seat himself.
Rosie and Cthulhu, you see flagons of ale float over toward you and set themselves down on the table.
They're not poltergeists. Well, they could be, but they're more like unseen servants.
It's magic. We don't know who's magic,
They just
though.
maintained the place. They came with it. It was sold it.
I think you have a very soft one of those, don't you?
I do. I have one I drape with a cloth named Velvet. Not the cloth, the unseen servant.
You guys want pies?
Oh, I would love a pie, dear.
All right, Strix will go to the kitchen, and the unseen servant's like about, and she's like, don't you dare! She goes to the kitchen.
As you look around, you see that while they've taken some strides to clean up the place, there are still kind of spider webs clinging in various corners. The drapes are still ratty and worn. They haven't been replaced yet. And there is kind of like a smell. Mildew, perhaps?
Oh,
Diaz notices the gaze is going around. He's like, we haven't been here very long. We're still working at it. So, sorry.
no judgment.
I know you guys have been here. I know you guys are here for a reason. I know you were sent. But before any of that, Cthulhu, your research, how's it going?
Oh, incredibly well.
Is it? Excellent.
Yes, the rings are safe, and I believe that they will be used if we can recreate a Vistani wedding ritual. I think that might be what frees the remaining pieces of your friend's soul.
You hear from the kitchen, I'm sorry!
I only have one of them with me. My associate, Walnut, has the other.
Okay.
She comes back and she's like holding the pie, but like half of it's falling off and it's like falling apart. She's like, "What?"
Just be safe with them. Be safe with yourselves. It's hard to, you never know with Vistani stuff. It's hard to trust it, but I'm glad things are proceeding well.
Oh, I hate it.
What could go wrong at a wedding?
Wait, what? She puts the pie down and just sits on the table.
Some plates float over.
Well,
A knife floats over and hangs in the air.
Well, either way, so long as it's helping you and doing a greater good.
I think it will help all of us.
Amazing. That's so relieving to hear.
Trick starts talking to herself, going, "There were 2 chairs and we were holding hands and there was someone and then there was a priest," and she's just like,
All right, Dia will then turn over to Rosie. He's like, "And Rosie, what does Omen want?"
Her face darkens. A storm cloud passes across. She was so happy for 5 seconds. She's like, "All I know is Omen wanted to have some kind of visit from someone, and he wouldn't tell me who it was. He just told me that it was very important that I not be there because I'm a meddler. Because I'm the kind of person who could ruin it." And Kathris too.
I am the kind of person that could ruin
He
it.
is. Genuinely, yes.
"You guys are nice. You don't ruin things.
I
We
know.
ruin things."
That's what I said.
We do our best.
Yeah, he said it was some. He said the word. He was talking about Lathander. Do you remember this? Yeah, that's what I remember.
Is that where Evelyn went?
There's some woman that he won't let me meet because she's too pure to be corrupted by my presence. I think were his exact words.
He
It was
doesn't
very
have
upsetting.
a lot of faith in Sandra then, because, I mean, if she's uncorruptible, then how could we possibly? Now, me, maybe.
Dieth is getting really mad. Look at him.
Oh, Dieth, are you quite all right, dear? Is it the pie? It's not very good.
It's literally just starts sobbing.
Rosie goes, "It's not very good," and then she looks at Strix. She says, "It's excellent."
She's like, but she's filled in tears. She's just like, the emotional roller coaster is too much for her. She's just like,
But I put one of my own eyelashes in there.
she's like, "I licked that piece just for you."
That's why it's so good. Thank you.
Nice save, Rosie. They are terrible.
While this is all going on, you can hear something
As I
big
continue
and
eating.
lumbering upstairs, banging and slamming around.
That's just Waffles. It's our owl bear. Do you want to meet her? It's probably feeding time about right now. I've got a couple of dead rabbits out in the back.
I would love to meet her.
You head upstairs. There is an upstairs den with a turret on one corner, and it's been turned into this giant playroom with all of these stuffed toys that Strix has sort of hastily stitched together. You can see that drapes have been ripped down off the walls. There are claw marks in old furniture that is slowly being torn apart. A big overstuffed armchair that has seen better days, and a big mound of crap in the middle of the turret that somebody has made into a big padded bed.
Oh.
And then there's also a big album.
In front of all that.
Yeah, in front of all that, there's this 6 foot tall, 8.5, 9 foot long, gray feathered owlbear stomping around.
Oh, goodness.
And it comes barreling toward you.
Hi, Waffles. Do you want a
And then
rabbit?
skids to a stop right in front of your face.
Oh, okay.
And then licks you with a big sandpaper tongue.
Give her a smoochie.
Oh, goodness.
Give her a kissy kissy.
This is a very nice owl bear. Rosie is 2 feet 11 and a half inches tall.
Yeah.
She is owl bear snack size.
Yeah.
She'll be fine. We ate her mom.
I'm sorry.
What?
Relax.
You want to feed her?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll
sure.
hand her a rabbit.
Okay.
A whole rabbit? Yeah. Okay. Does Waffles do any tricks?
Mall.
No, not that one.
Stands up on her hind legs. So now she's like 11 feet tall. Casting a big,
That's a good trick.
Carlton taught her a trick. Okay, I don't really like it though. Just tell her to dab, and then she'll do something.
Okay. Waffles, dab.
she sort of leans to the right
I really don't
just
like
sort
that
of
trick that Carlton
crashes
taught
into
her.
the wall.
That's nice.
Halton always teaches her these things I don't understand.
And then she's just lying on her back with her big clawed feet kicking up in the air.
Oh, that's lovely. And Rosie will go drop the rabbit right in there. Yeah. And rub the belly. Good waffles. Good waffles. This is nice. I like this place.
So you two are here to just be out of the way while Omen does whatever he wants with Evelyn.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the long and short of it.
that's the thing?
Are we babysitters?
That makes sense.
Now, if we can help it, we should go to Red Larch. Because the last thing I want is for Omen to be alone with Evelyn.
But they just got here. We should take them at least to go get ice cream and maybe like chair con.
Wait, did Paulton go with her?
Who's Paul?
I think so.
We don't know them.
Oh, I guess
He must have.
I gave him a Christmas present, the Christmas present last year, but he was very drunk and he doesn't remember any of it, I believe. Remember, I stowed
right.
the matching sweaters for him and
that's
Simon. I was
right.
very
That's
proud
right.
of those.
Is Simon here? Do you guys want to say hi to Simon?
Yeah. Where's Simon?
Simon.
Is another owlbear?
No, he's
He's not an owlbear.
He'd be on, chances are, either the level above or the level above that. But you have to go
call him.
hunting for him.
Goodness.
Let's call him.
He likes to
Okay.
wander around the house. I'm sure if you see him out and about, he'll give you a friendly hello.
You hear them.
Or a dart in the neck.
No, don't tell him. Simon, no.
They start calling out for Simon. Then there is a sound of shattered glass as one of the windows downstairs breaks.
I didn't.
Simon?
Simon?
And then you hear, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee
Who's
woo,
saying wee woo?
wee woo,
Is that Simon?
wee woo.
Or do we have an alarm system? Do we have an alarm system?
I don't know. He didn't say anything.
Wee woo,
I'm gonna
wee woo,
rats downstairs.
wee
Yeah.
woo. She turns into a pile of rats
Ah, jeez.
before your eyes. And scuttles off en masse.
Love it.
Thrilling.
Okay.
We follow.
Let's follow the rats.
Yeah, as she does, Diaz again will have like hand on blade, just kind of at the ready, and just be like, "I'm sure it's fine. It's perfectly hospitable here. I'm sure it's fine." He'll like worriedly like follow Strix, like, "Oh God, oh." God.
When you head down, you make your way back into the tap room. You see the creature responsible for coming through. You see that a creature has come through the window. It is a sphere, about 2 feet in diameter, with little spindly legs and little spindly arms, and a pair of little vestigial metal wings. And it's got one big eyeball staring at you, and it makes machine noises as it stomps around.
Yep, this all checks out.
Yeah. Kind of looks like that.
Yeah. Do you want to just? Do you want to run?
Yeah. No, it's like a CR1 fourth. Don't worry about it.
It looks
There's gonna
around.
be more.
It just seems to be looking around nervously. A little monocle sort of coming in and out of its vision, and it says over, "Wee woo."
When as Diaz is coming down the stairs, and like the moment he sees this thing, he just immediately like almost rare. This is a very rare sight, but he loses composure and immediately like stops himself, starts like stumbling back up the stairs, and like kind of slips down a little bit and uses his hand to like go back up the stairs, just to get back upstairs and away from this thing and not be seen.
Yeah. Strix is rats, so if she sees him do that, she's just gonna like go back and just like start pushing him up as rats up the stairs.
Suddenly, your hosts are retreating
Yeah.
up the stairs.
I guess Rosie would then shadow step into light, like a pile of shadow. Whatever's back up the stairs, she'd be shadow stepping back.
Okay.
Do we get back into the room with Waffles?
Yeah.
Okay. Waffles is immediately mist in the jar.
Okay. You turn your giant owlbear into a cloud of mist, and then it goes into your little jar.
Yeah.
So
Because I'm not rats anymore, so I'm not rats.
How do you
Mist.
sneak back up the stairs?
I think I'm not. I haven't gone far enough down to see that. But when everybody's retreating up, I am the last to go up. I just watch them all, and then, as though it's customary, like, okay.
All right. You are now all hiding upstairs in Waffles' den.
So yeah,
There are 2 balconies off the den, by the way.
yeah. So as this is happening in DFC Strix ghost form, Waffles, he'll immediately like start. He's like looking over the balconies and like kind of checking the heights and looking around, kind of like pacing back around the room, and basically is only addressing Strix right now as he's talking out loud and strategizing and formulating a plan, and basically saying because the second floor is only it's not very high up from.
No, it's about like
floor.
20
Okay.
feet up off the ground.
Yeah.
And I know there's an under area in the
Yeah.
house. There's also like a crawl space in the house. We could all go into the crawl space.
Yeah.
Is this part of the tour?
They're just ignoring you guys. They're panicking. They're just like, okay, if we do this, we gotta go.
Neither of us has ever seen a Modron. I don't think so.
No.
We're very.
You could ask
Yeah.
them. They just look panicked.
I think that's like she'd be like, hold on, why are you guys so afraid of this dumb robot?
I'll have to explain later. For now, Strix, if it comes through this, we can easily get off the second roof. I can make my way across the rooftops. You take Waffles with you and just hide. Stay in rat form, wherever you gotta do.
Here?
Do
in
it.
the house?
I'll explain
No, just
later.
get out of here wherever you can. If I need to, I'll run upstairs.
But they can
and
fly.
grab
I
Simon.
can't fly. I have a broom. They can fly. They'll see me.
Then find somewhere to hide out. You know where the undersides are. Just get into the sewers if I need to. I can make sure I'm not.
No,
hidden.
I'm not. I can't. No.
If it sees you two, it won't matter. Like they're not looking for you.
Yeah, go tell it that no one lives here.
I'm an infamous criminal too. It's not.
This is different.
Well, then I'll talk to it. Nobody wants anything to do with me.
all right.
All right.
He's sort of
So-
creeping downstairs.
Yeah. No, I will march downstairs nonchalantly as
You
though
can see
disturbed
that
from
you
sleep.
see this thing for the first time, and it's just sort of stomping around in a little kind of figure eight in the middle of the tap room, and it seems agitated. And it seems to be talking a little bit faster than before. Wee woo, 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 wee woo.
I will not approach any closer,
Okay.
and I'll say, I'm sorry. I already gave at the office. We don't need any. Thank you.
Does not seem to acknowledge you at all.
I'll come a little bit closer and just like, "Hello, friend, machine friend. This is a private residence, and I guess it's not breaking and entering if it's an automaton, maybe? Is this sort of a function of this city?
Are you asking the Modron?
Yeah, I'm speaking out loud now.
This is all in character.
I don't care whether or not it answers me.
So you creep a little bit closer to it. It does not seem to react to you. It does occasionally actually kind of dart its little eye toward you, but it continues on this sort of figure eight little march that it's doing, and it just keeps talking faster and faster. Wee woo, 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 wee woo.
Yeah. I want to reach out. Well, okay, so I'll crane my head back upstairs to just glance up at you.
Yeah.
And awaken mind.
Right.
It's barely responding to me,
Okay.
but it is getting faster.
Yeah, why don't you come on back up here? We can make our way out of this place.
Okay.
I don't think this is a friend that you want to have.
Say, just a moment. and then I go back up. Well, excuse me.
You get upstairs when the wee wooing stops, and there is a whoosh as there is a massive explosion on the floor below you.
Our tap room.
The entire building just shakes and trembles, and then the floor underneath you explodes upward. I need you all to make dexterity saving throws.
We just got it.
Magnus is gonna be mad.
Oh, he's gonna be so upset.
I got a 15.
It's 17 for me.
27.
15.
15,
16.
16.
17.
Okay. None of you take any damage as flinders fly up in your face, bits of wall and stone blast past you, and you're basically sent careening back into the walls.
Lasted 3 episodes.
And there's just smoke everywhere.
Diaz is getting up, batting away smoke and just calls out, "Is everyone all right?"
Does prestidigitation work to get rid of the smoke, or?
You can do a little bit, but
Okay.
it's just like a little puff here, a little puff there. There's way too much smoke.
There's too much smoke.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Just trying to get out the windows.
Yeah, and you can see down below, there was lots of shattering glass sounds and other noises and things, but you can't see anything down through the hole.
Active flame, I assume.
Yes,
Some
there are
sounds,
pockets of fire everywhere.
Okay, we should get out of this building because it's gonna collapse. So there's balconies off of Waffles' room.
There is a balcony. This room is sort of on a corner of the house, and so there's a balcony on the north side of the house and on the west side of the house.
Okay.
We still
The
don't know
west
where
side of the
Simon
house is toward the alley.
I want to actually check downstairs real quick just to see if it's actually on fire and how much structural damage it is, if it seems like it could collapse under the weight of itself.
Okay, make
I-
a perception check with disadvantage because of the smoke.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Roll.
Hey.
A better roll.
27.
Okay, yeah, you can see through that this building is not in danger of collapse.
Okay.
The damage was pretty much localized to the tap room and the common room directly above it, which is adjacent to the room you're in now.
Right.
So it looks like 2 rooms may have been badly damaged by this. And you can see already efforts are being taken by the unseen servants to use like
Thank you, guys.
pulled down drapes and things to smother flames.
Nice.
Thank you.
Death be like, "It's all right. We're okay. The building's okay. Everyone's okay."
It didn't see us, so we're okay.
Oh, this is nice. You have a little floor plan.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's nice, right?
It's a really nice.
real nice.
Well, it's not destroyed
we
yet.
got it for
so.
3 episodes and then Chris nuked it.
No, there's only two rooms.
So
only
that-
2 rooms.
This thing came to murder you.
It's a long story. Do you want me to tell it in like really quick in jilted language where I get really scared? So those are from Sigil. I don't know if you know where Sigil is. It's a really bad place. It's in the center of Moldova.
You hear from out in the street.
I'm running. I don't know what's happening. I'm running upstairs.
Rosie would peek. Face us. Oh, okay. Rosie would like to peek over the balcony and see what's yelling Strix.
Okay. You can see standing out in Troll Skull Alley, clear of the building, back a ways, are 4 creatures. 3 of them are encased in rusty red plate armor with all sorts of spikes coming off of them.
Okay.
One of those figures is doing the talking.
Okay.
And imagine, if you will, a female Russian bodybuilder
Yeah.
encased in plate armor with all these spikes.
Wonderful.
Scars covering her face, just like crisscrosses of scars all over her face. If she has hair, you can't see because she's just got this sort of helmet on with these flanges coming off the back of it. And next to her is a smaller mercy killer, this red-clad, spiky plated guy who looks like an old man.
Okay.
And is literally sort of buckling under the weight of the armor that he's in.
Okay.
But he is holding a banner with a red flag.
Okay.
And the third armored figure is not quite is sort of halfway between the smaller man and the bigger woman. And he has some sort of disease or something, because most of his face is just this pox
Okay.
that you can barely make out any features. And he has his helmet in his, just basically tucked under his arm, and then puts it on his head.
Okay.
The fourth figure looks like a old crone
Okay.
in robes, and on her head is a tall hat that looks like a clock tower.
Oh.
And she holds a staff that seems to be making whirring noises.
Okay.
The big woman who's addressing you has what appear to be a set of manacles in her mailed fist.
Okay.
And there are people in Troll Skull Alley scattering, just like
Sure.
at their arrival.
So
So Strix is gone. Where are you?
you peace out?
She just stumbled back upstairs. She's just trying to find Dia.
Okay. And you are downstairs?
I had looked downstairs. I wasn't actually down there.
Okay.
As soon as she heard her name, she just like went to go find him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Rosie then would pull back from the alley and turn to Cthulhu and be like, we should find another place to stay.
We gotta go to Red Larch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Real quick. I don't know what this is.
This sucks.
Right?
So Dieth, you're up here, right? Still?
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, I can tell by looking at you that you know what's going on down there.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Cthulhu would ask, are they going to explode too? Is that what's going to happen? Is this going to be wave after wave of exploding creatures?
No, that would actually be merciful of them. What they do, what they represent, and why they're here is a far worse fate than anything that you may even imagine.
Cthulhu goes, oh.
Meanwhile, Rosie, you see outside the elderly man in the male armor looks up at the big woman and says, "Maybe they're not home."
Wait, I think we're not going to say anything. I think we're not going to sit down.
Okay.
Should we go on the rafters? We can go inside the house.
There's this rafters. There's also the hatch down into the wine cellar. There's a way that we can hide or disguise the hatch so they can't find it.
I can do that.
Can we just hide out?
I can do that with something.
Could we come out and say, like, you've got the wrong fucking house, idiots?
I mean, we could do exactly that and see what happens.
Yeah. I feel like Rosie would do that.
Listen, whatever reason they're here, they're not here for you. Whatever you do, do not engage. Do not fight. Do not pose a threat.
Don't
do not
touch them.
attack. Don't even show that you have any capabilities
In fact, just leave.
of harm.
Don't pose a threat. I'll talk to them.
My spineless friend here will take care of
While
it.
I'm saying that, I'm literally like pulling up the floorboard where I keep all my stuff. Just like,
Yes.
like there's a big enough area down here for us to hide. We can hide under the floor here, and they might not know we're here.
Yeah, you guys go ahead and hide. Let's see if we can cause enough of a distraction.
Let's go down. Yeah.
All right, yeah, you and me. And I will...
Get under the floor!
Yeah, you guys get under the floor. I like that plan.
Okay, yeah, we'll hide there and we'll stay quiet and whenever it's safe, you guys have to let us know.
So you creep into your little cubby between the floors, between the first and the second floor, and then you hear Cthulhu and Rosie making their way down the staircase.
Strix, do you have any kind of illusions or anything you can do to help hide us while we're in here or anything just to...
I can turn us both into clouds.
They can still see clouds.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, but they can't arrest a cloud.
Yes, they can.
Oh, jeez.
I can.
Smoke. Can you turn into smoke?
Yeah, I can do that. I can. Yeah, I don't know. I can. I can prestidigitate some dirt on top of us.
Just a pile of dirt in the house.
I mean, just like no one will see it.
Can you like fake additional floorboards or something in between the cracks so there's like no light?
Oh, I can cast darkness down here. You won't see us.
Even better.
All right,
Yeah, do
darkness.
that. And at the same time, just be ready to misty step in whatever direction we need to just get away. Dieth will take up.
I can take you in a dimension door. If we need to go, we can both dimension door out.
Okay, that's the plan.
I'll ready that.
We'll do that.
And darkness.
Okay.
So the darkness is a magical effect that would extend out beyond the floors.
Can you sculpt it?
Conspicuous sphere.
Right, just the edge of it. Like, no one's here.
I am wearing black robes. Let's just hide under my robes.
like
Just
clipping,
get
like,
under
in
my
the
robes. Just like there's enough of it. We'll just curl into a ball and just go under the robes. They're black.
So you guys snuggle up?
Yes.
Yeah,
They
Get
shack
real
up in there.
snuggly?
yeah.
Yeah, it's very tight in here, but you know.
Yeah, like it's
What-
like physically close.
Do you guys spoon? Who's the big spoon?
No one's having fun here.
Dieth has Moon Splinter out and like just making sure he has an attunement with it. And then his other hand is he actually grabs he takes Strix's hand and just holds on to it, just like ready to dimension door out. So he's already there, ready to go with her.
Yeah, she holds on to, and she's just like shaking. Like
Yeah.
under the floorboards.
None of which you guys see.
No.
You guys make your way down through the smoke and the smothering flames.
Rosie is leaning heavily. The role that she is already, like you and I have probably talked about this before, that she's like, you're the manservant. She's leaning very, very heavily on you and playing very elderly, obviously. She doesn't have her staff because she'd given it to Dieth before.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yep.
then we go and we open the door.
You come out through the front door, down the stairs to confront these 4 figures.
What's happening here? What has happened?
Could you, she comes up with some nonsensical drow name for you. Dritz. What? Who is this?
I am a very weak drow manservant, and I will find out for you, ma'am. What has happened to our horrible home?
So the 2 of you stand out here. You can tell right away that the armored figures are just looking at each other and shrugging their mailed shoulders, and the woman seems frustrated, and she pulls out a piece of paper actually and double checks it, and starts looking around.
Does the paper say that you were cleared to do that?
And then she just sort of crumples it up and she says, "Who are you?"
I am a humble manservant, Drit.
Wearing Strix and Dieth.
Strix, is this some kind of, is that a type of ale? I've not heard of it. Is it good?
You can see while this is going on, the city watch is now converging through basically all the passageways that lead here, and coming in. There must be at least a dozen that you see advancing toward this location. And the Mercy Killers see it too, and she turns to the pox-ridden one. And the pox-ridden one, the old man looks up at them and says, "Oh, this is a city. It's probably defended."
Well, these things slip between the cracks.
And then the woman just tells the pox-ridden one, just says, "Gast, kill them."
Whoa.
And he goes stomping off toward the guards
Oh my gosh.
by himself.
Whoa.
Just sort of pulls out a great axe.
We can't let the guards get killed.
I imagine you need a paper
And then
for
she
that.
turns back to you and she says, "We are looking for 2 plainer criminals. Their names are Strix and Dieth Woodrow.
Plainer criminals. And
They are here.
Some of the.
They must be." And she turns to the old crone with the clock tower hat, and the crone doesn't, she says something, but her voice is like,
Great.
Oh, good.
Just gonna peace out here.
and when you look at her, she's not quite in the same space all the time, like she's slipping in and out of time.
Ooh. You gotta love that, right?
And the big woman says, "I can't understand a word she says."
Do you? Conquistris?
Make a deception check.
Uh-oh.
And you're aiding him, so you
am.
get advantage on your
Oh,
deception
excellent.
check.
Oh, yum. Okay, so that's going to be that's a 19. And not a 19, a 15.
Okay. You get the impression that you can't really get a read on the old crone with the clock tower hat. She's weirdly alien to you, but the old man seems to believe you and is genuinely confused and actually kind of embarrassed. The pox-ridden guy's gone off, so you don't really get a read on him. Right. She is doubtful that she has a certainty that this must be right. This cannot be wrong, which means you must be lying to her. But she she hasn't quite reconciled everything yet.
I can tell you that they aren't in there now, but you may want to destroy the adjacent houses.
Now, Dritz, we can try to help.
That is a good idea.
What do they look like? Maybe we've seen them.
The old man says, "Well, Strix is this weird amalgamation of
tiefling and trash, dressed all in black with a tall pointy hat, and sometimes flies around on a broom.
Oh,
Say.
yeah. I like the sound of it.
The other one is a skinny lad, young,
Okay.
full of hope and destiny, and has a soul unlike the rest of his kind.
Wow. All right. I would definitely remember those two, but
They are accused of attempting to destroy the multiverse.
oh, goodness.
What? I mean,
Their families signed an ancient compact, millennia old, saying that they would never ever come together again.
Ah, yes.
They have defied that contract.
that's a really bad crime.
That's a terrible.
The multiverse is about to be knocked off its axis.
Oh, well, we would never allow such criminals anywhere near our ancestral home that we've had for generations that I've never left.
I love it here as well.
You've just been like family to me, Dritz, all of these years, and I feel that my time is coming to an end.
Oh no, ma'am, don't say
I think the explosion is what did me in.
No, we have many more years here
No,
together.
it's time. Oh my God. And she lays down on the ground.
Oh no. She does this from time to time. No, please. Ma'am, wake up. Wake up. What's the play here? What are you doing? What are you doing? What should I do?
I'm trying to be dead. Just fucking go with it.
I think people will be able to tell if you're dead or not.
Just try to act really stressed out and start crying. Start crying. I'm really dead.
All right, disadvantage on deception check.
Wait, do we hear this? Oh,
Probably.
But Kuthris wouldn't cry because that's not going to happen. Kuthris would be like the stiff upper lip of the
Right.
man, sort of like,
Yes.
she is done.
Yeah.
Her time is gone. What a grand adventure it was.
Now pull me back inside.
I shall dispose of her. Sorry to have wasted your time. I will eat everything, including the bone.
The old man turns to the big woman in armor and says,
We must have come at the wrong time. Maybe they inherit this place after the old woman died. It's her fault.
Just pulling,
and they look at
pulling
the
in.
old crone in the clock tower, and she makes nonsensical noises.
All right, I just
Pull me inside?
I just have dragged you in.
Okay. Close the door.
And I'm muttering like, what shall I cook first?
oh my God.
Meanwhile, as you're being dragged away, you can hear that this one mercy killer who walked away has basically engaged in battle with the city watch. And as you sort of cracked an eye open, Rosie, before you were dragged inside, you saw that there must be at least 30 city watchmen who are just ganging up on this guy.
Did they look like they got a shot against him or?
He seems to be holding his own.
Okay. I mean, that's the worst. That's a terrible crime in Waterdeep. Like,
Sure
it's
is.
it's just, he's gonna.
Yeah, that's
You know,
that's
it's real-
sentence.
It's real bad.
You know what's the worst crime? Wrecking the multiverse. That's worse.
Do these two seem like they're capable of that? Really? Come on.
They signed something.
I don't know.
A piece of the ceiling just sort of falls next to you.
Not seeing it. No, I gotta be honest with you. Now let's get the F out of here. I think we've caused enough chaos that we can safely escape.
Okay, I agree. So let's go back up to, oh boy, yeah.
Hidey hole.
I don't want
You
to
make your way up to the smoldering staircase.
Yeah.
get a sword in my face.
Yeah.
How do we signal them?
You get the knock. I think we can probably just use our voices. Although we could be simulacrums again. Uh-oh.
Let's not do
We
it
hear
for
you
them.
arguing.
Yeah, now they're standing on top of you.
Yeah, we hear you arguing. It's like it's them.
Are they gone?
No, they're still outside.
And actually, you can hear sounds of swordplay outside.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
They're still here, but they're not looking at you as hard anymore. So I think we can get out of here.
If they're distracted, maybe we can make our way through the streets.
Right.
I mean, for all their whatever nonsense. I'm sure I can lead us through the back alleys faster
The old
than
man you
anyone.
hear outside say,
Well, we should just go. This has all been a mistake. Maybe they went with the others to Red Larch.
We hear that.
Sand Force is there too.
and then she says,
I like the drow suggestion. Destroy everything.
And I'm a little chuffed.
We can't let them destroy the city. We can't.
I only told him to destroy like this block.
God, no.
Diaz kind of still puts a hand. I imagine we're out of the floorboards at this point.
Yeah,
Diaz just still kind of puts a hand up to kind of shush everyone as he's like kind of just trying to listen to see if he's hearing from where he is, like the sounds of heavy rusted armor where they're stepping. If they're
you don't hear much armor except the clash going off further down the alley between the three, but you do hear this sound.
like perhaps they are going through the fabric of space and time.
Something is going through the fabric of
Okay.
space and time. And then you hear, wee woo. Wee woo. Wee woo.
Is that inside? or-
You hear multiple wee woos from multiple creatures outside stomping around and fluttering little wings.
They're outside. We just have to get out of the house. We have to go.
We have to go.
We have to go.
Do you want to go on the? We can go on the roofs. I'll just get on my broom. You jump across the roofs.
And I can fly us.
Excellent.
Wait, what?
I can fly.
Cool.
What about what? Can Rosie fly?
I'll just attach myself to
Okay.
it. Yeah.
All right, we have to go. Let's go up the turret.
Yeah.
You sort of climb out of the thing, you get your shit together, and then you hear a barrage of spell effects go off. Magic missiles, thunder waves, and the wee-woos are sort of blasted into silence.
Oh. Are they the serpents?
Still making our way up to the turret because that still leads us to the outside.
Yeah.
And
You
it has
gotta-
like a raised wall of sorts that we can kind of like.
The turret is actually an enclosed structure. It's got a cap on its roof.
Okay.
But you can basically go into Paulton's room, and then the turret off of his room, you can peer out into the windows and see that that pox-ridden guy has been sort of swarmed and is kind of being pummeled on by a bunch of city guards. And there are wizards in the air and on the ground just blasting the shit out
What
of
do
the other
wizards
ones.
look like?
They run the gamut.
Are they cool?
You can see that there is the one that's closest to the building is a dwarf wizard, and she's got a high flaring collar
I love
and
it.
a heavy thick robe, and she's the one who just thunder waved and sent the mercy killers backward, tumbling.
Cool. As it's happening, like they're all watching out the window, Dieth is still going to get to the top of the turret to find Simon.
Okay. You can see that he comes down from, there's like a compartment in the roof of the turret.
Yep.
He comes down out of that at this point in time.
Okay, yeah.
And is sort of surprised to see you up here.
Yeah, and Dieth, like the most sincere, earnest, scared face like Simon has probably ever seen if he can register that human expression. Dieth is still like, come here, Simon, we gotta go. We gotta go find Paulton. We gotta get out of here. We need to keep you safe. And basically motions to like lift Simon up and carry him like a child.
Oh, okay. He will come, he'll sort of stare back up into the turret and then look down at you and come down into your arms.
Yeah, Dieth will kind of take it and maybe like hoist him up onto like a single shoulder, so he's like sitting there and he's got an arm up.
You see that Simon is a 3-foot tall animated wooden puppet in a jester costume.
But
Is he wearing like a really
halfling sized.
maybe a really ugly Christmas sweater?
He could be.
Possibly, yeah.
Someone knitted for
Yeah.
him?
scrawny Dieth is still like, oh, he's heavy.
He could just walk. He has legs.
Now if I want to get him out of here fast. So from here, I guess still.
But the wizards are here. We don't need to leave. They're fighting for us.
Yeah,
If they can drive them off, then we don't need to retreat. But for some reason they fail, we need to have that moment to escape.
We can be ready. But what's the magic? Can I rats and check the magic that's going on in our house? Like, was there magic in our house too? Because the wee-woo stopped.
When you look out through the windows of the turret, you can
rat.
see the wee-woos stopped, and there are a bunch of destroyed modrons lying out on the street where they must have gotten like blasted with magic missiles or something. They didn't get very far.
The mercy killers
so they
still
didn't even make it into
Yeah.
the building.
Right. They didn't make it into any of the buildings that they were sent off to blow up.
Nice.
I don't know what the two of you intend to do, but we all heard them. They were sending more forces to Red Larch.
Yeah.
And we do not have wizards and a city guard like this.
We don't have anything close to this. We're kind of it.
You hear the big woman say, "Get us out of here!" to the old crone.
Nice.
So you guys are good.
Seems all right here.
Until Waterdeep finds out that this was us that caused it.
And you
Oh,
can
is that
see
robot?
as the old crone with the clock tower hat waves her staff around, the field around her, about a 20-foot radius area, you can see is different from the rest of the city. It's like nighttime and there's snow on the ground.
Oh,
Like she is taking herself to a different time.
cool.
And then she and the two mercy killers closest to her blink out of existence. They leave the third one behind. And you can see that he has been completely beaten down and swarmed by the city guard.
Is he still just getting decimated right now? Is he like?
He's effectively been disarmed and pinned down to the ground.
Oh yeah.
Can
Suck
I
that.
do an Arcana check maybe to know what that woman was with her magic?
Yeah, you can.
Because I've never seen that before. I mean, I might have seen that. I don't know. I just want to maybe I know that's 18,
You think she might be a chronomancer.
and we've seen those before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But she's human, not
correct.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah. She wasn't.
She was a
She wasn't a
human.
construct this time.
No, she was a human.
Do I know that they work for the Mercy Killers though? Or they hired guns for the Mercy Killers?
You don't know.
Okay. All I know is I don't want to touch it.
So what did both of you do that they're coming after you?
We didn't do anything.
Well, it sounded like your families had some kind of contract millennia ago, and you guys weren't supposed to hook up, and then you were like, ooh.
Well, hold on. Let's back up.
What is "oh"?
Sorry. We haven't hooked up.
I don't know what "oh" means.
It's a normal function, apparently.
No, it's not. Prithris, it's not. We haven't done that.
Okay.
Why not?
Strix, we didn't do that.
Strix just starts crying. I don't know what's happening.
Is there any chance that you guys may have, I don't know, come close to wrecking the multiverse? Does that ring a bell?
It doesn't. We've never done that.
Okay. Well,
Look, we didn't know this, but our two families were interplanar families, and we don't understand. Maybe he's an angel person. We don't know.
Not an
Maybe-
angel person.
We don't know. We don't know.
Look, they make a lot of bold claims, but none of them are true. I know who I am and where I come from.
what?
Do you?
I think the onus of proof is on them. This seems it's not right. It's not litigible.
Well,
They're the criminals.
Draub Esquire.
New series.
Strix is talking, is mumbling. She's like, there's also a family that's called the Skizzics, which is my family, and apparently they're.
No, they're not.
You're right, they're not, but they're trying to kill us.
Okay. All right. Well, that doesn't sound good. I like you better than I like them, so we are not going to let that happen. How's that?
Thank you.
That's nice.
No
That's
problem.
new.
Yeah.
More importantly, though, if they want to send forces of Red Larch, everyone there is in danger. If Evelyn is there, she's going to try to fight it.
Yeah.
What's the play? Do you guys just always hide until they leave?
Well,
No.
No.
I mean, the last time they showed up, we killed one.
those shackles are anti-magic shackles. They make you not be able to use magic. Have you ever not been able to use magic, Cthulhu?
I was level 3 for another round of it. I didn't like it.
You can still use magic.
I can only imagine.
It's terrible.
So there's one left, and the one that's been beaten.
Yeah.
Are we, as we're conversing, what's the city guard? Are they like letting up? Are they taking a minute?
When you look outside to see, sort of get an update on the status of this thing, you realize, as you were kind of swept up in your little conversation, that the guards and this mercy killer have been swallowed up by fog.
Uh-oh.
Some
The
mist.
guard and the mercy killers were swallowed up by fog.
You see,
just the one.
You just see sort of billowing fog spilling into the alley.
Is it, and everything we can see is being obscured by it now?
Yes.
Do we see that?
Yeah, as you peer through the dirty
No.
window.
We need to run from it. We need to run.
Is there a source?
No, it seems to be coming from every direction.
Would you call it an unseasonable fog?
Yes.
Okay.
The way that it seems to move around corners, it's almost like ghostly hands pulling itself into the alley.
No good. Up.
We could see what they do.
No.
Okay,
Not today.
What's the destination?
Up.
Strix just sees
Just
it as
up.
just too scared. She's just gonna stand there. She's just too scared. In fact, if Diaz is there, she's just gonna hug him.
Oh boy.
She's just hugging Diaz. She's too scared.
You said you had a broom. Can you fly a broom?
She's not even paying attention.
I can't fly.
He can't fly. She's not paying attention. They're just standing
It
there.
gets very cold and clammy.
Oh boy.
All
Yeah,
right.
you wanna just get out of here?
Oh no.
Who's got the?
Call your tentacle down.
Who can? Yeah.
I was going to say,
Listen.
by the way, the Rosie usually will like hop on someone's back, but in Cathris's case, she's like, "You get on." So Cathris rides her like a backpack.
Oh, okay. So he's like, okay. So I cast fly, and Cathris's flavor is that a slender black tentacle from places unknown descends from the sky, encircles his waist, and he just goes incredibly limp, but still has control of where we're going. It's fine. I've done it many times. We're totally safe. Everybody climb on. No, it's limited to my strength and my carry weight. How are we going to make this work? I could take Rosie and maybe one other.
This ephemeral black tentacle has now got Cathris in his clutches, and he's gone more or less limp.
All right. Rosie has you on like a parachute backpack.
Okay.
All right, guys.
I grab my ankles
We need to
behind
get. We need to get going. Strix.
Can we?
Strix.
Can we even run from this? We could never run from it.
I mean, if you guys want to stand here and talk about it, yeah, you can just do.
We know we can't run.
What do you mean?
You can't run from this.
Why run when you can fly?
You can't fly from this. We know what this is. We've seen it.
Anybody who wants to can make an Arcana check.
I'd love to.
Nothing there.
Nope.
No, not great.
You know what? I'll do it because
It's
yours
11.
is really sad.
Mine's 11. It's still 11.
Dude, it's not very good.
We're
It's
all
still
very sad.
11.
Simon will roll 2. Oh, okay. So he didn't do so well.
We know we
This feels to you like the cloying mists of Ravenloft.
we know.
And you've sensed this all before.
Yeah.
This is a shroud that's sort of descending upon the world around you.
Miss Shroud.
It is a mist shroud.
All right.
Missed Shroud.
Like, why would we stick around?
Yeah.
I can't think of a reason why we would just let this happen. We would fly away.
Strix and I can't run from this. We've tried before and we just can't. No matter what we do, we can never, ever get away from it. Just like the Mercy Killers. But you two, you can get out of here. Fly far away, as high up as you can. Get back to Red Larch, find the others, and maybe you can help them. But it's impossible for us to go.
Rosie drops her Cathris backpack. He falls limply.
What? He makes good sense. He's a logical man.
No, I just literally said 2 seconds ago that we're not going to let anything happen to them. So
Strix
now,
is, like, her robes are now just like over her. She's just like put a bunch in. She's just like huddling.
so now we got to let nothing happen to them. And Rosie doesn't have any bits or charges because of this garbage show. But
But she will.
She reaches
when
out
next,
a hand.
If you can hold off long enough.
She reaches out a hand at the beginning of the next show when she has her charges back. She's going to, Mjolnir, get her staff back in her hand.
Right. Yeah. All right, well then.
I assume it survived the explosion.
Yeah,
Does
it's
it?
yeah, it's
Can it
fine.
survive explosions?
It's fine. You know what? Yeah, hold on, I'll roll for it. Yeah, it's good.
What does the mist do?
Have you ever heard of a land called Barovia?
I don't know if Cathris would have.
Cathris definitely would have.
Yeah, I guess he'd be
It's some,
curious
like,
about it,
spooky
yeah.
goth shit.
If you've been looking up Vistani stuff, you've heard of Barovia.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Yes.
where they're from.
This mist is going to take us right to there. It's inescapable.
We get more of these rings then.
The teleportation
No.
business.
You don't want
No.
more of those.
You know what went into the rings? That's not something that's in infinite supply.
Good. We get them all then. Grab those rings. Let's go. Dive into the mist.
Sonic 5.
No, I'm intrigued, and I'm like, so you're trying to avoid this mist.
Yes, because it's an awful place. Imagine a land so constantly dark that your very soul withers the moment you step into it. Whatever fears and doubts linger within your mind are brought to the forefront, and no matter what, your mind can't unthink them.
Sounds like
Dieth, I think he likes it.
That's now. What? Let's go.
I mean, that's a refreshing perspective.
You can feel as the mist kind of presses up against the building creaks a little. Not in a way that suggests, oh my God, it's going to all fall in. It's just, you feel that it almost seems to groan under its own age in protest of the mist touching it.
It's like more like an actual pressure against it.
Exactly. It feels like a pressure.
Is the mist selective? Is everybody coming in contact with this mist going there, or is it just who it wants?
I don't know.
Because
That's why I'm suggesting you not risk it.
And just go. Well, listen, you know we're destroying the multiverse. What more danger do you want?
you guys seem to be very convinced that you're not destroying the multiverse. And frankly, I trust you slightly more than I trust those red armored fools and that
Well, they
strange
are
crowd.
the embodiment of justice. So, you know, they might be right, but I don't want to die.
They're not right.
They're not right.
So you guys have never, like...
What? No.
Strix like pulls her hat down and is like,
Okay.
why is the old halfling making diddle fingers?
she does it all the time. I didn't even notice she was doing it. She does it all the time. If this mist is not selective and you care anything for the citizens of this city, I would say that if the mist will end once it takes you, then we should plunge into it. Or maybe you guys should. But I am kind of curious about the destruction
Your
of
sense
the multiverse.
the way the mist works is that you are no longer in the city.
Oh, yeah, because it
The whole house is
went
there.
around the house.
It took the house.
Dieth
the
goes to
house.
respond to that and then kind of just closes his eyes and just says, we're already in it. We're there.
Look out the windows.
Dieth doesn't even look. He just kind of like gestures out to the windows.
I still look the same, and I'm like...
Strix has now gone from hug to just curling up on the floor.
Wipe off that window. What do I see?
A figure comes up to you, right up to the glass. And you can see that it is made out of mist. But she is sort of this woman, this otherworldly, beautiful, sort of timeless woman. And her eyes sort of lock onto yours. And I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
Maybe look like someone that fell off a horse in the air.
Oh, that's a pretty good one. That's a 24. Is that right?
Okay.
18 plus 6?
Yeah.
Whatever connection she was trying to make with you, you were instantly rebuff. Your mental shields go up.
No, thank you.
And then her eyes are like looking deep into your soul, it feels like past the windows of your eyes into your head. And you can see immediately that you aren't who she thought you were. And she backs off a little bit and sort of throws herself back into the mist.
That thing was looking for somebody else. Maybe don't go to the windows.
Oh, I think I know who.
Who?
They're probably looking for Paulton again. Remember?
No.
And he's in Red Larch, though, where they're sending mercy
What if it's
killers,
the-
and we're stuck here. We can't even...
What if it's the person who previously owned this house?
Magnus?
I mean, Magnus hasn't owned this house forever. It's old.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Well, does it look like we're in... I'm just going to look out the window.
You see the mist is pretty thick. You don't see any of the buildings across the way.
Why would they be looking for Paulton?
Well,
There was a time. This land was once ruled by a vampire named Strahd, and there was a time when we had returned to here again, but it was a different time period within the history of Barovia, and they were attempting to make Paulton the new Count Strahd.
Oh.
And the Mists just really, really want him to give into his dark side and be the ruler of this land.
because he might be related to him or something. We don't
He
know.
might be related to him. It gets dangerously close each time. It's really tempting, but
He almost froze the world once with the Ring of Winter.
so if they're not looking for us, they're looking for him because they want him to rule this land. But he won't do that.
I know, and also Mercy Killers can't get us here. I think maybe.
Do I look
hope.
enough like your friend that the mist would...
No.
No.
Could you look enough like their friend? Yeah.
Do you have any portraiture of him?
Have you? I guess Cathris has never met Paulton before.
No.
Oh,
But I could look like him if I wanted
could.
to.
Okay.
Show him a Duncan
Describe-
dying poster.
Describe him in detail. Oh yeah. Do you guys
There's
have
probably one on the wall.
Yeah.
You see, as you talk, all the color leach away from all of the walls and surfaces of the building that you're in, and eventually leach away from yourselves until you are all in black and white.
It's worse than I thought.
Yep.
And that's where we'll stop. But since we didn't roll any natural 20s, let's give away some prizes. Yeah.
Of course we didn't roll any natural 20s. Why would we do that? Why would that ever happen?
On my show, it happens all the time.
Right?
All right. So what do we got to give away?
We gotta, tether that to another number, maybe.
We have a Neverwinter notebook, Neverwinter shirt, WotC Dyson bag, and D&D Beyond legendary bundle. So,
Oh,
God, these are good prizes, Alyssa.
yes.
surprises with our pain.
And one more.
Ooh.
Oh,
Really? One more during the break. Okay. We will have a short break, and then I will be still here in the DM seat taking good care of the Red Larch party.
and they don't get their bits and
They don't get their
charges.
bits. charges either.
Bastards.
Nope.
You know what? I guess I would rather have the bits now than when we're back in Forgotten Realms.
What?
Can I just say I'm super happy that Mondrons go wee woo?
Hang around on the D&D channel for a chance to win a bundle of a Neverwinter art book and Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes.
Hey, my name's Netbook. His
Sorry,
name's
I was
his name's
distracted
too.
by Milo.
Yeah, Milo is our guest
Hey,
DM
buddy.
on
You
this
gonna
show.
come up and say hi?
hi,
we
Milo.
No? Okay. No Milo appearance, but maybe with the next game.
He was on for a second earlier.
He was on for a second.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.